Do you remember reading the Bible story of Noah when you were in Sunday school? Well, this story is not like that. This is Dark Ark. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah. So this is the story for this scary story spectacular. We're looking at Dark Ark. This is by Cullen Bunn and Juan Doe. Now this is the story of, well, Noah's Ark, of course, is all the natural animals, two pairs of each, to create, Anyway, this is the Dark Ark. What if there was another ark during that time frame, but of supernatural animals, the unnatural world, vampires, dragons, unicorns, and what if that ark was on its way to kill the other ark? Well, this is that story. It's actually really interesting. The premise is amazing. I love it. But I chose this one for the Scary Story Spectacular because, of course, it has to do with, the Dark Ark, the forces of evil fighting the forces of good. And you actually kind of root for the evil sometimes. So, listen, let's jump into it and let's see how good Dark Ark is. Okay, guys, so this is Dark Ark, the complete series, and this one was a pretty good read. I finished this whole story, and it's an interesting premise. I think it kind of falls short at the end, but it's definitely, I would consider, scary horror-ish in a sense, because, and I'll tell you, I'll read the first chapter with you guys so that you can see it, so that you can take a look. So we start seeing, I guess, after the whole flood happened, the cities underground, people dying, as you can see there. And then right here, you have the ark. Basically, if you remember the story of Noah, the ark was, each of the two animals so that they could survive after the flood. God ordered Noah to get those into the ark. And he's there, and then he sees something in the sky. He thinks it's a bird, but it's actually a harpy. So then the harpy flies away, and then we get to see the Dark Ark. So this man, his name is... let me see. I think his name is Shreya. I'll tell you right now. Shreya. Shrae. Shreya. Shrey. And he's talking to this harpy. And he's like, we should go over there and destroy them. And he's like, you know what? No, we can't. Here you go. You see the inside of the ark. And it has like trolls, golems, werewolves, other monsters, gargoyles. Things with tentacles. Like, they don't give you a lot. They give you some of the monsters. There's dragons and such. They don't go through all of the inventory that's in there, but there is a lot of monsters, as you can see. Definitely a dragon. And then the unicorns are like, we don't belong here. And he's like, we were supposed to be on the other ark. And he's like, if you weren't picked over there, then, God doesn't want you. And, we could eat you. And he's like, you're weak. This other guy, I think he's that like half man snake thing, and we can eat you because before our food supply runs low. So basically, they have humans as the food supply for the monsters, and then you have this griffin. I think it's called. No, it's a man with it's a face of a man, scorpion tail. It's a griffin, right? Yeah, I think so. His name is Cruel. And like cruel, like she even says it's cruel. My name is Cruel. My name is Cruel. Something like that. Yeah. So basically, Shreya, which he's like a wizard, I'm guessing, or like a sorcerer. He brought his family, and then they, of course, are feeding the monsters humans. So they brought these slaves to feed them. And then Kali is his daughter, and she's over here, like They all kind of want to eat her, but she's being protected by, not only by Kroll, because I guess he wants to have the first taste, but by the Shreya and his magic. You also have vampires, as you can see there. So the vampires are kind of like, we can't, we need to take over from Shreya, and before things get out of hand because there's not enough food. That's kind of why they want to take the other ark. And all the monsters are kind of arguing about that And oh, Naga, that's what it is. She's a Naga. Okay, and then you see here, this is him sitting in his chair, with his family, and they're talking about what they're doing, what they're heading to, how much food they have, and then it kind of gives you his backstory of what happened. So I'm guessing it's the devil. He's like, oh, here, Shrey, you have served faithfully. Your iniquities have been great and pleasing to us. We reward you, sorcerer, with a task. The Lord is done with this world, and he told me he will smite from the land every living thing. The world will be flooded, and mankind will drown in for its sin. The Lord's servant Noah is building an ark. He will save the beasts of the natural world so that they may go forth and multiply anew when the waters recede. So too must you construct an ark and save the creatures of the unnatural world. And then they're like, oh, you know what, why don't we just take over the other ark? And then the guy says, know this, O sorcerer, the other ark must survive. They must thrive so that the beasts of the shadows will have prey in the world that waits. So basically, you can't kill them because we need that food later on whenever we get back to the land. And then basically, you kind of get this, like the daughter doesn't feel good having slaves on the ship, of course, because she's kind of a good person, but the dad's like, we need the food to feed the monsters. There's not an option for that. So Shreya, of course, is like, these are monsters are dangerous, so don't try to cross them or anything like that, because I'm the only one who can control him, because he's a sorcerer. And then on the next page, you see that the Naga got killed, and it says, one mistake, one excuse for the monsters to turn against us, and all will be lost. So then after that, it's kind of like the story of who killed the Naga, so it's kind of like a suspenseful story, but it also has some more gore and some more monsters that you see on there. A lot of blood, as you see, of course. So definitely a pretty interesting story. Like I said, it starts off really good. I think the ending was a little bit like I didn't like it that much. It was still fun to read, so I would definitely suggest it if you want to get a good read, a nice little fun read. This is a pretty interesting story, and this one has not only the complete Dark Ark, but it also includes the After the Flood, issue 1 through 5, and Dark Ark Instinct. So I would definitely recommend it, just because it's a pretty interesting premise. I've never thought about something like that for a story. So this is a very, very cool, interesting idea. I would have gone a different way with it, but they chose a path, and it's good. Like I said, it's just what I wouldn't have chosen. I'm like, eh. But very interesting, that aspect of the unnatural world having their own arc to needing to survive. So definitely check that out at Organic Price Books, guys. I hope you enjoyed this scary story spectacular, and I will see you in the next one. Ooh.